I'm Chronix, and this is Crystal from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your Raw review for August 26, 2013 from Phoenix, Arizona. Man, it's almost September, and you know what? Night of Champions is coming up in not that very much time, as we find out tonight, because they're already making matches for it, and I thought SummerSlam was like 8 days ago. We're already rolling on to the next pay-per-view, because that's just the way it goes, unless you're in TNA, when they just have pay-per-views on television for free.
It's true.
But,
you know what else is coming up?
What?
My birthday!
Yeah.
It's coming up soon.
I don't think anybody's excited about that.
I'm excited.
I got the Shield. They're guarding the ring. They are personal security for Triple H. I still don't see how this makes any sense. Like, why would they be in cahoots with Triple H?
Well, they're promoting justice. So maybe they think that Triple H is the symbol of justice.
Yeah, that's probably it. Because that makes a lot of sense. Triple H is just like, you know, yeah.
I mean, they've always been promoting fake justice. Like, it's never been real justice.
I know, but...
So it's just super extra fake justice now.
I guess.
That part does not bother me nearly as much as it bothers you.
The Justice League, I just don't get it. This isn't
the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Which league is it?
Anyways, Triple H is talking about a SummerSlam. He gives us his own personal rewind where Daniel Bryan got cashed in, or Randy Orton cashed in on him, right? And he talks about how this was good for business, and, you know, he had pedigreed him, and that was good for business, but you know, when he beat him up the next night on Raw and pummeled him and everything, that was personal. I don't really see the difference there. I mean, he beat him up and screwed him over twice, but one was business, one was personal. Not really understanding how that works. But
I was really interested in that part.
But you were doing jiu-jitsu at that time. You weren't even there.
But it sounds really interesting.
But the whole thing with this doesn't make sense to me, because it's like Triple H, he's talking about this is for business, blah, blah, blah. I got Randy Orton. Well, you know, what about the whole Randy Orton, like, punting Stephanie and Triple H getting held down while Randy Orton beat up the McMahon family?
What the crap are you talking about?
This was years ago. You weren't even watching it at this
wrestling
point.
changes, like, from week to week. Why are you worried about what happened years ago?
Okay, because this is the thing. Because if people want to say, oh, well, this is just like Evolution 2.0, well, that happened, like, in 2004, right? Well, the punting and stuff happened years later. So how can you say that it's... Oh,
punting? How do you punt a person?
You kick somebody in the head. Have you ever watched Randy Orton in your life?
Not really, actually.
Okay.
Because he sucks, and I go to sleep.
Kicked people in the head. Kicked Vince in the head, kicked Stephanie in the head, right?
Okay.
And that wasn't personal, I guess. Triple H and them, they were at each other's house or something, and they, like, threw one of them through a window. I don't even remember. So that wasn't personal, I guess. And we can just forget about that. So it's like, let's forget about the thing that happened more recently and remember the thing that happened further away. See, that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Did they bring that up?
No, they didn't bring it up. But I'm saying people are saying this angle is okay because it's going off of the Evolution thing that happened like 10 years ago.
Oh.
We're just going to ignore the thing that happened even more recently. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that doesn't make sense. How are you going to pull stuff out of the past but forget the more recent, past? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well, I thought that whole point was going to go over so smooth, but it totally didn't.
Because it made no sense at first.
Okay, so Randy Orton comes out, and boy, it's been like 15 minutes. And, you know, because Orton...
It's so boring.
Randy Orton being a heel is going to be awesome, because he's going to just blow us away with his awesome... I mean, he's been held back this whole time because he hasn't been able to be a heel, right? If he goes back to be a heel, he'll be good. So, Triple H talks for like 15 minutes. Randy Orton comes down to the ring, because Triple H... He's still talking, but he's got a gift for Randy Orton. Why? I have no idea. He has a Cadillac Escalade, which has its own entrance music as it comes down to the ring, the little Escalade, right?
And I thought to myself, why an Escalade?
Yeah, and we'll get to that, but it's
but then the answer became clear.
Well, it did. But
I just thought there's so many other cool vehicles.
Well, I mean, an Escalade is like so 2005 or something, right?
Yeah, I was trying to remember when that Ludacris song came out where he's talking about in the sun or up in the shade in the back of my Escalade.
Yeah, it probably wasn't very recently, was it?
It was not recently.
See, so it's weird that they would bring out that car in particular. And plus, it's a car on wrestling, so we can only assume this car is going to get decimated in some shape, form, or fashion.
That's true. Cars, wrestling.
And isn't this the same car that one of the Bella twins received as a gift from John Cena? So it was so cute.
I don't know because I don't watch
Total Divas. So I thought it was cute that he got his little boyfriend a little car. You know, that was nice.
Wow.
And Orton says thank you, and he says about 3 more words as the Shield on the outside guarding the ring falls asleep during the Randy Orton promo. And everybody's talking about Randy Orton this. But see, Randy Orton, he did nothing. He did nothing in this segment. He said like 4 words. He did nothing more than he did when he was a face. He said it in the same tone, the same inflection. Triple H built it up, did everything for him, laid the groundwork. But I know that some people might think that I'm just bashing on Randy Orton. That I'm not giving Randy Orton his fair credit. So what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to bring in somebody to talk about how great Randy Orton is. Because obviously I can't be objective about this. So excuse me while I get this person.
Oh my gosh.
Now you see, Randy Orton is awesome. He's so good at cutting promos. His heel work is great. Because you see, he just doesn't say anything. And to be a heel, it's better to not say anything at all. Because if you don't say anything at all, it's actually more interesting and more of a heel. And that makes Randy Orton so freaking awesome. I want to be Randy Orton. And who cares if he punted Stephanie? Nobody cares about continuity. It's all about Randy Orton. Because I've been a closet Randy Orton fan my whole life. This is awesome. Okay, so now, as we move on...
What was your friend's name?
His name... is Randy Orton, the fan. Number 1, he got the number 1 spot. Alright, so after the Shield falls asleep outside, Daniel Bryan comes down to finish the promo that Randy Orton could not do himself, and Triple H did for him and everything. He comes out, Bryan says that he's not the biggest, I don't know why I'm so winded, because I wasn't the one doing that, that was Randy Orton fan. But he comes out and says he's not the biggest, he's not the strongest, and you can believe in me, whatever. And Triple H says, you know, when you wish upon a star, doesn't matter who you are.
What song is that?
The Peter Pan song.
I don't even remember the Peter Pan song.
What? You wish upon a star, no matter who you are.
I didn't like Peter Pan that much.
Well, I didn't either, but everybody knows that is common knowledge.
I don't know that song.
You were like the worst at common knowledge.
Well,
but,
I'm sorry. I don't know the Wish Upon a Star
so
song.
that was pretty good heel stuff by Randy Orton. Oh wait, that was Triple H too. So yeah, Triple H did this, and
did he sing the song?
Yes, he did.
He sang the song.
He sang it. He sure did. He sang it kind of like I did. Triple H says that he is B at best. B for Bryan. And tonight he's going to have a gauntlet match. First he's going to take on Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and then Roman Reigns if he beats each one of them consecutively. And I liked how they put them in order of least important to most important, in, you know, future-wise.
Even though I like long-haired dudes still.
Roman Reigns? 2 of them have long hair.
The dark one. Dark hair. Not
With the
dark
white
person.
hair and the dark hair?
Blue eyes, dark hair.
I don't know. I don't know their eye color.
Well, I do, because that's why I like him, because his eyes are pretty.
I don't even know what you're talking about. So Triple H is done, and Randy Orton holds up the belt, doing his second best thing that he's good at, posing.
Where's Stephanie? Like, standing up to her husband and being a powerful businesswoman. Oh, wait! That's not her character anymore.
She's just a whiny, old woman. Yeah, mom. She's a soccer mom. Whatever, man. I'm still
gloating in the fact that I was 100% right about that.
I'm just waiting for Randy Orton just to do his... I'm just waiting on the edge of my seat. I'm waiting to be wrong, but whatever. So, Fandango. He's having a match against Cody Rhodes. Damian Sandow is on commentary. And then in the middle of the match, Fandango music hits, but it's not Fandango leaving. It's another Fandango coming in, and it happened to be The Miz.
2 Fandangos? Oh,
yes,
The Miz.
and The Miz came out with
know.
Rosa, and I was so happy to see Rosa back on
Where did
Raw.
Rosa go?
I guess because Epico and Primo didn't so much work out, she just kind of disappeared. And then she had like the domestic violence where her former WWE guy who got released beat her up and stuff in the airport, and she was crying. They thought she was on drugs, but she wasn't. She got beat up by her boyfriend.
Well, I missed that.
Yeah, so that thing. She was abused, and then she was off of television, and then she's having emotional problems or whatever, and then yeah. So,
wow, that was a much longer story than I thought.
DJ Maestro Maddox comes out and says, let me tell you something, player. This match is now going to be a tag match. So it's Damian Sandow and Fandango versus The Miz dressed as Fandango and Cody Rhodes.
That's actually pretty funny.
So because Damian Sandow has the money in the bank, he gets pinned. I'm telling you, he's going to lose every time. If you got the Money in the Bank and your name's not Randy Orton, kabam, you lose the match.
Kabam!
So, The Miz beats him. Yes, The Miz. The Miz actually did something funny and entertaining.
I was like, that sounds really funny and cool.
Yeah.
And he won.
The Miz actually did something.
That's awesome.
Good for you, Miz.
I've still had faith in The Miz this whole time.
Well, good for you.
I still have the faith.
He'll be back in that WrestleMania main event in no time. Yes. Oh, and I wish you were here because they were talking during this match about Sandow, and King said this. He should count his fingers. And how many times have I said...
Oh my gosh!
How many times have I said in the past that that's a real saying?
We have had this argument on the Raw review before.
But the King said it, so it is officially a saying.
That saying makes no sense.
You don't trust somebody, you count their fingers. You don't trust that they even have 10 fingers. That's how little you trust them. It makes sense. It's not that, but it's not like a nefarious saying.
We've been arguing about this since the Megadeth song. Since we both
shake
heard
my
the
hand,
lyrics.
I'll count your fingers.
Which song is that?
I can't remember, but it's a Megadeth song.
And I know, we've had this argument on a Raw review before.
So that's 3 people versus you, so you're wrong. So...
What, you and you and you again?
No, the King, me, and Dave Mustaine.
Oh, okay.
So in your face. I don't think you can beat us. So Christian has an interview,
all of you
and
together.
Orton comes out beside him and says, I can't even remember what he said. It was really boring. He says...
Gonna win.
Yeah, I think he said...
With the RKO.
Yeah. Well...
I'm just reading what you wrote
I know,
down.
but my notes, I didn't...
Because you were apparently having trouble.
I was having trouble. But the point is, I was going to say, that Christian said something, and Orton couldn't even come back from it. He said something stupid like, I'm going to win, or you're going to win, or something like that.
Triple H likes...
Oh, Christian...
Slog hurts.
Christian says Triple H likes sledgehammers, and Triple H has got a new tool in Orton. Oh, and then Orton says, I'll see you out there. And it was like so deadpan, it was so emotionless. I was just like, good job, Randy Orton, on your promo skills there. So, Curtis Axel has a match against CM Punk, and because of the social media stipulation picked by the fans, it's going to be, if Punk wins, then Heyman has to have a match with Punk. So Punk does win, and Heyman doesn't want to have the match, but he's forced to go down there, and I turn the page. Because Punk, he starts getting beat up. He gets all attacked. He gets handcuffed, and they start whipping this boy with a kendo stick.
Who does?
Curtis Axel.
Oh.
And all them guys. So that was pretty crazy. And they actually gave him some, like, whelps. I got on Instagram and I saw a video on Instagram for the first time and I was like, whoa, what is this? Because it starts moving without you clicking on anything. It's really creepy.
That's weird.
All I saw was his mutilated back moving back and forth and I was like, what am I looking at?
That's weird.
Okay, so RVD's personal ringside announcer, Ricardo Rodriguez, the oddest pairing of all time. It's kind of weird because Ricardo Rodriguez got a wellness policy, and of course he instantly gets stuck with Rob Van Dam. Is that like an inside joke or something?
The wellness policy twins.
So I thought maybe they could call their team, because you know Ricardo Rodriguez is RR. They could be RRRVD or Triple RVD.
That sounds not good.
Not good? Okay. Well, we won't call it that then. But Rob Van Dam is going against Del Rio? And this is a #1 contendership match.
Well, I guess because Rodriguez...
Are you having problems?
This table is like squished back against this wall with such little space that when I want to move my legs, it is difficult.
Well, quit moving your legs.
I'm uncomfortable.
So it's a #1 contendership match. So if you beat the champion, you become the #1 contender. I thought you would just beat the champion, you become the champion.
That's what I thought too.
But I guess not. So it becomes a #1 contender match, and Rob Van Dam wins. So this means at Night of Champions, they're going to have a match, Rob Van Dam versus Del Rio. It's in Detroit.
Okay.
Detroit is in Michigan.
Yes,
Rob Van Dam is from Battle Creek, Michigan. So, and plus, who else is going to fight Del Rio since Sheamus is hurt? John Cena's hurt. And Rob Van Dam is really popular. Why not put him in the match? He's not going to win the title.
Yeah, but he can win the match.
But, well, I mean, he wouldn't win the match because then he would win the championship.
Oh.
But, I mean, I'm kind of like, why not? Because they don't really have anybody else built up. I don't know.
What happened
Why
to
not?
Sheamus again?
He got hurt somehow.
That's right.
But, okay, so Ryback is not being a star backstage. They brought this up, so this only
Be a star!
It only makes me think with all his bullying stuff that he got called out by WWE corporate or something, or somebody had said something, like one of the investors or something, and they had to, like, bring this to light that he actually was bullying people. Because it's stupid. You're going to have a guy bullying all the time, and you have this Be a Star
I agree, it is stupid, but so is the... I don't know about the theory about... I'm sorry, I'm all squished. About the theory about corporate thinking he was really a bully, so he has to be a fake bully or something.
Well, I'm just saying, like, turn it into a storyline where you can have, like, the Be a Star campaign and, like, have an example of who you should not be. And then he could be the anti-bully, or he could be the anti-Be a Star guy. And then the Be a Star kind of guy could beat him. You know what I mean?
I guess.
I think it makes sense.
I don't think it makes sense.
Anyways, he puts his hand in the face of Josh Matthews, and Josh Matthews is very devastated by this. Christian has a championship match with Randy Orton. I can't imagine who's going to win this one. It was Randy Orton.
It was.
Randy Orton and Christian have actually had a lot of good matches, so...
Was this one of them?
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
But, okay, so now we got Daniel Bryan. He's cutting a promo, and, he has the car backstage with him. Orton's new car that he didn't put in the parking lot, I don't think. Or maybe it was in the parking lot.
It was like in the parking garage.
I can't remember. But
or backstage. I really can't remember.
But he's cutting this promo, and then you find out that he has yes written here, yes written there, yes written everywhere.
It was good how they did it, because at first you just see the one yes going down the hood, and you're like, yeah, it's not too bad. And then the camera goes around, and it's like everywhere.
It didn't look like real paint.
It was really funny.
But
we did notice that when the car came out, it looked like it had fake paint on it.
And you know the best part about this was? Orton tried to do the Rock's face when he looked all surprised. He tried to put on the Rock's little...
For real? I didn't notice
No, he tried to put on the Rock's face so when Stone Cold threw the Intercontinental Championship into the lake. He did the... Oh, you know, but he sucked at it. Orton was like he barely cracked that mouth.
I'm sorry.
Quit moving.
Okay.
It's really distracting.
Cracked the mouth. I'm sorry.
It's ridiculous.
I'm like claustrophobic stuck in here.
So after they have this segment, we have a match. Primetime players versus the Real Americans, and I've been saying this for so long. They need to have.
You were actually wrong.
I was wrong. That they need to have a segment where they say something kind of against gays, but not really. You know, you just kind of touch on it without like being all.
I'm just getting comfortable.
You've been getting comfortable for 17 minutes.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm good now.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. So, the primetime players. And Darren Young, as you know, probably by now, he is gay.
So you wanted the Real Americans to come out and say something kind of against gay people just to make everybody mad. But I said that you can't do that. Because that's the point.
And you were right.
I mean, I get it. But it's like too hotbed of a topic to bring up at all.
But get this. So what the Real Americans do end up saying is this. They come out and start talking about black people.
They didn't specifically talk about black people,
Yes, they did.
I mean...
They hit on, like, all these stereotypes.
They did hit on a bunch of stereotypes. But they did not specifically call out black people.
I think they did.
Though they did say...
Because they're
that the primetime players' moms... should not have bred what they couldn't feed, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they did all this, like, racial stereotyping, but they wouldn't say one single solitary thing about gay people. That's kind of sad, when, like, the thing you cannot say at all, but you can talk about black people, I mean, come on. But you can't say anything about... I think it's because
as a society, like, our society...
You can't joke
past racism to the point where you can joke about it?
Well, they haven't, but...
I mean, kind of.
No.
Most people...
Yeah, but most people aren't homophobic either.
But most people are perceived as homophobic.
I don't know about all that.
Because, like, right now, it's like... Because right now, there's this big movement for gay rights, and the church is, like, trying to oppress them. Like, it's not as big of a deal as, like, the civil rights movement in the 60s, but it's kind of the same thing on a much smaller scale.
So you're saying if this happened in the 60s...
A much smaller scale.
Well, I don't know, because in wrestling...
But it is kind of this... It's like the same societal idea. that society has to come out and accept gay people and give them equal rights as non-gay people. Because right now they don't have the same rights. It's not as oppressive as the issues
I don't think so.
in the 60s, but there are some things that aren't equal.
I'm just saying.
And there's been laws passed recently.
Yeah, but... Look,
I'm just saying, like, it's like the hotbed issue of right now. You can't just, like...
But see, this is the thing. In wrestling, they've been hitting the race button since forever. Like, huge. But they won't hit the gay thing.
They're not going to hit it. If this was the Attitude Era, they would hit it.
They would hit it.
But it's not the Attitude Era.
Well, Darren Young definitely hit it.
Watching and stuff.
Because he won the match. As he will for the next year, I guarantee it. Because, I mean, last week, highest rated segment. So,
yeah, we know he's going to win all the time now.
Yeah, you're going to put a belt on that dude. I'm telling you. Alright, so the Wyatt family have a video that explains the finisher name, explains a lot of things.
Yeah, and I still like the Wyatt family, but I kind of feel like they're too much. Because it's like, I get the general idea. They're creepy and hillbillies, and they have a sheep mask. But it's like all their promos are just a little bit too long. Their entrance is just a little bit too long. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Like, I still like the concept, but they're, like, over pushing it to me.
Well, you're saying that they have too much gimmick going on.
Basically, yeah.
Like, because you first told me that, I didn't get it, but now I kind of see it.
Now you understand what I'm saying?
Because, like, everybody else, they have a gimmick. They got a gimmick. They got their thing.
It's there.
They do their thing. But them, it's just like...
Like, that's all it is, and it's there.
Like, there's not very much...
Constantly.
There's not very much subtlety to their gimmick.
No.
It's just... Like, really...
It's just, like, it's, like, too in my face for me.
Well, I disagree, like, but I see what you're saying.
I got it now.
You got it.
I get it.
Well, don't worry. They're going to shorten their entrance soon enough.
That's fine with me. Like, it needs to be just a little shorter.
Well, I think once they establish all these things and everybody knows every single little thing that they're trying to push, then they'll kind of move on from that and they'll just be like everybody else.
I'd still do like the concept, though.
But, okay.
Oh, yeah. Then, they go backstage. This was stupid. Punk was refusing medical attention.
Yeah.
Why is that cool?
Because he's such a renegade.
That's not cool. Like, I'm sorry. It's just dumb to be like, I don't need medical treatment.
Well, it's
I don't need them doctors and stuff.
It's just...
They got them fancy book learning. I'm just going to go out in the shed and hook me up to a board or something.
That's just...
I'm sorry.
That's a teenager mentality.
I knew way too many, like, redneck men like that, and just...
It's just... That's a teenager mentality.
No.
Yeah, it's teenage boy mentality.
Most of the people I knew like that were, like, 50. 40 and 50.
Well, I don't know.
So I don't think it's a teenage boy mentality.
Anyways.
Moving on.
All the wrestlers stand up on the stage and are all boo-boo face. Because they have to stand up for the gauntlet and look boo-boo face while they do something that they don't want to do. Because I guess Triple H told them to, and they're going to
But what didn't make sense is everybody looked boo-boo face. The heels should have been happy.
Yeah, everybody was mad. Well, I don't know.
Maybe it's just because they don't like being told what to do. I mean, nobody likes being told what to do, right?
I guess. Except for the Shield. They like to be tossed around like they are...
You got me there.
Yeah. Like they are not just like the hounds of justice, they're like a different kind of dog. The Triple H's...
I've never seen them do their finisher before tonight, by the way. And I liked every other aspect of the Shield, but that finisher was stupid.
Oh, their team finisher?
He howled like a dog, and they did a three-way power bomb.
They're the howls.
I'm sorry. I've just always missed that.
He went, oh! That's not the guy you're talking about, the blue eyes, right?
Yes.
It is? The guy who did the power bomb. That's who you like.
No, the guy who howled in the middle.
That was the guy who did the power bomb. The guy who did he went, oh!
I thought the other two guys already had him on the shoulder and they all did the powerbomb together.
Well, they did it together, but the guy who had the crotch in his face...
wasn't paying attention to who had the crotch in his face.
Anyways.
The guy who howled is the guy that I like.
Okay, that's Roman Reigns. The biggest guy, the guy with the tattoos. The guy related to The Rock, the guy with the long black hair.
That's him.
Okay, I don't think he has blue eyes.
I think they're blue.
But anyways, Bryan goes against Seth Rollins, and as you can imagine, since it's a gauntlet, Bryan won the first fall, because otherwise, why would they even have a gauntlet? Or Bryan would have just looked stupid.
Yep.
And, yeah, so he goes against Ambrose, and Ambrose is going to tap to the yes lock, and he's about to, but here comes Roman Reigns, the guy with the blue eyes, apparently.
I think his eyes are blue.
And causes a disqualification. Triple H walks down and looks at everybody who is boo-boo face. Especially Dolph Ziggler, who was the most boo-boo face of them all.
Actually, Dolph looked kind of happy.
But then we saw the Big Show's face. And he was boo-boo face beyond belief. I mean, that look on his face was just like... I thought his face would get stuck. It was the most boo-boo face. And Randy Orton, he comes out and he does his number one best thing that he can do, is stand and do nothing. And he stands and does nothing, and I say, that's it. I'm a Randy Orton fan. And then he walks very slowly, and I said, that put it over the top.
Yes.
Bro, I'm buying the shirt now.
But also, from a larger perspective outside the Randy Orton thing, I can't, like, we were talking about this the other night, how WWE just, like, bashes people into the ground, and it's like, you can only care so much.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is one of those, like, I have reached that threshold.
With Bryan?
With Bryan. Because I was not interested in this match, was not interested in the gauntlet, I did not care, and I barely watched it, because I knew that something terrible was going to happen.
You can see the writing on the wall, they
like,
talk
I just
to me.
knew.
Yeah.
Like, I just knew. And so it just takes away the element of wanting to cheer for your guy because you know that he's just going to get his butt handed to him on a platter.
But see, at Night of Champions now, he's going to go against Orton, and it's going to be awesome,
Is
right?
he going to come back? I don't know.
Well, he's going to have
there might be some level of suspense for that match.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
no matches before that.
So, Randy Orton gets... This is kind of interesting because Randy Orton gets Bryan like in kind of a stunner position, which ideas started popping up in my head, like, could I be seeing a future WrestleMania type situation going on here? I don't know. But he had him in the stunner position, and then he did the RKO, which I don't remember him ever doing the stunner position before the RKO.
Yeah, I thought it looked weird as well.
Maybe he did that, but I just thought it was weird. Like, why do that? Why not just hold him up and then hit it? You know, hit your diamond cutter or whatever. But instead, he cradled him like he's going to do a stunner and then did the RKO, which was kind of an awkward transition. Why would you even do that? So maybe I'm just crazy and looking too forward into things or whatever. But that's how we end. Randy Orton doing his finisher, and just thumbs up everywhere. I mean, just amazing, you know. Everything made sense. This whole faction. I know that people love getting behind factions because they're like, no, Crocs, just wait. It'll be awesome. But it always ends up being disappointing, and this one is doomed to fail. It just is. Because the Shield thing doesn't make any sense. Randy Orton sucks as a heel. Triple H does all the stuff for him. Triple H, I wanted him to be a heel. I've been complaining all this time about how Randy Orton wasn't a heel or whatever, but